Oh, you know it's off the chain.
Bam, bam. We are back off the chain, segment 2 or episode 2, because these have been some outstanding episodes, and I know we're going over a little bit, but these are outstanding, right, Chris? Our guests are like phenomenal this week.
Absolutely. They are.
Phenomenal.
They're dynamic. They're women,
Yeah.
and they're just awesome. They're beautiful, and they got a lot to bring to the table.
And so we're continuing with our celebration for women and
Mhm.
Women's International Month and History Month and so forth. But I have two of the so I have, like, again, I do this show because I wanted to bring on people that are not only great at what they do, but great friends of mine. And these are two of the best people I've ever met in my life, and the two of the funniest just happen to be women, but the two of the funniest people I ever met in my life as well.
Love it.
So I'll let them introduce themselves. So first and foremost, Rhoda, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, where you're from.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Rhoda Ramone. I'm from Lodi, California.
All right.
Damn. And go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Glory.
Glory.
Oh, okay. My name is Gloria Magana, and I'm from Modesto,
That's
California.
Ooh.
I love her last name.
I love it,
I
Magana.
love that
It's
last
just so
name.
sexy. It's so
And let me
sexy.
practice
Isn't
her. You roll my N. You never had to roll my N. You understand? So, ladies, it is Women's National History Month, and we're talking about women and what you do and so forth. And you're both comedians. So tell us a little bit about how you started and your journey and in comedy right now, and kind of where you are right now. So, Gloria, we'll start with you.
I actually started yesterday was my 9-year anniversary in comedy.
Give it up.
Woo!
Yeah. Off the chains.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Congrats.
Yeah, I got to celebrate that yesterday. I started in San Francisco, and I kind of always wanted to be a comedian, but my mom never allowed it. Both my parents migrated here from Mexico, so they were like, "You're going to school," and I did that or whatever. But as soon as I hit 30, which is when I started getting, when I got divorced, I was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I researched comedy classes, and it was like San Francisco Comedy College in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I started 9 years ago. So
That's what's up.
Wow.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Rhoda.
Mine's actually kind of scarily similar. Don't count this last year, but this is going on what would have been my 6th year. But with the pandemic, I had to kind of bow out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was 29 as well, and I had just had a baby and was like, how do I had always wanted to do stand-up. I come from a very religious family too, and just, it was like it was something that I always wanted to do. And so when I had my son, I was like, how can I raise this kid to be fearless and do everything that he wants to do if I'm too afraid to do that too? So I went to a class in SAC at the Comedy Spot because I was like way too shy to really get out there and do anything. So I had to go to kind of like a safe environment, and I just fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Nice.
Oh,
Well,
wow. That's
the
so
world is glad
awesome.
you did. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? So tell me, in thinking about your journey as female comics, comedians, how do you feel it's different? How do you feel it's different, and that you feel you have to? Do you feel like you have to be different? Maybe material wise, maybe how you approach the craft and so forth to get shows. How do you feel it's different for you, your journey? Start with Rhoda.
Well, I always have to play that game with myself where sometimes I feel like, am I not getting the laughs tonight because I didn't earn them, or because or am I walking into the room and not getting the respect because I'm a woman, or because I haven't earned it yet? So I definitely have to have that conversation with myself a lot. I do feel like we get a little bit pressure, just like a lot of women in mostly male dominated fields, that we have to be 10 times better than some of the best male comedians that come out there, and that we have to be 10 times tougher. To kind of walk into a room with a lot of ego and to not be intimidated by that. And I think that sometimes that's a challenge, but I also feel like once you earn that, then the space gets a little bit wider. But you definitely have to check that, if you walk into everyone like, it's because I'm a girl, it's because I'm a girl, and that's a really quick way to lose that respect really quick too. So it's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Glory?
I'm with Rhoda. I definitely agree with that. I'm seeing and for me, I think even just as I feel like we have to be, at least myself, have to be a little different when it comes to, I don't want to say you can't be pretty or anything like that, but my experience when like if I go on stage, I get more laughs when my hair is in a bun or a ponytail, opposed to looking all like Beyonce-fied or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
if people are on a date, the girls will be like threatened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I find that
Wow.
so I've done it where I'm like, let me do a social experiment. Like, so if I like, I've done this at Laughs Unlimited in Sacramento. So I'll have my hair down or whatever, curled, and then typically I'll host there. So I go on stage, and then girls will just be looking at me like, and then I go back and I bring, go to the green room or whatever, and I come back and I have my hair up in a ponytail, whatever it is, and then they're like, oh, okay, she's safe.
That
She
is
looks
so
Wow.
like a tomboy,
That's mind-boggling to me. Like,
So
okay.
I've experienced that a lot. So, but I'm with Rhoda too. Like, I feel sometimes it's kind of like they don't want to laugh because I'm a woman, but then you got to change your mindset, like she was saying, where it's like you can't go in there with the victim mentality, otherwise it's gonna like mess with your confidence and your set.
You know what's funny is that as you saying that is the truth, because a couple of things have happened. So as I think about the women who I love in comedy, Moms Mabley, Whoopi Goldberg, Ellen DeGeneres, and so forth. There's Carol Burnett. They weren't the most pretty and glamorous people, first of all, and that's why I think they weren't threatening to people. And then I've been in comedy clubs and situations where there's been some pretty comics that go up, and even the male comics be like, "This bitch, here she go." And I'm like, wow. But then the comics who were not known as, of course, pretty, but and kind of more raunchy or more like acted more manly, they loved, and people gave standing ovations to and so forth. So it's funny as you're saying that I've seen that play out. So wow, that's crazy. Do either of you feel like you have to be different material wise, or you have to do anything, or things you can't do or things you can do? What do you feel about material? Glory.
I've typically been a clean comic for the majority of my career. I just literally started cursing on stage within the past like 3 months, and I've seen people get uncomfortable, and then I've gotten comments after show, like after the show, like people will say good job, good set, or whatever. I've had older people tell me like, you should watch your mouth. A pretty girl shouldn't be talking like that. And I'm like, oh hell no. Like,
yeah.
I'm typically a clean comic, and I'm not dropping F-bombs, but it'll just be like this bitch or type of thing. And it's not that I don't curse off. I don't curse on stage for the most part. I curse as like a regular person. I choose not to curse on stage, but I just started, and I do see a difference in that way.
That's great. What about content? What about material as far as like, because I know me as a comedian, when I first started seeing, when I went to LA, the comedians that I saw, female comedians that I saw that would get shots at bigger roles and started going on TV, did material that weren't. I would see 30 female comedians go up and talk about dick, pussy, and sex. And then these three that would go up and talk about something totally different would get the shots. However, I'm also not opposed. I'm not going to take a woman's right away from talking about sex and dick, pussy. That's what you want to talk about. It's what you talk about. But do you feel like those things or certain content is off limits to you, or that you have to talk about things in a certain way?
For me, I know I'm not super comfortable talking about sex on stage yet. But I feel like I'm starting to get there slowly but surely. So I'm just made my 9th year, like I was telling you guys, and I feel like I'm just finding my voice. Yeah. Which is why I'm comfortable cursing more on stage or whatever. But I haven't hit that, like talking about sex and stuff like that on stage yet. Okay. I think about my mom. Yeah. Yeah. My mom's like, she passed away, so I'm like, damn, she can hear me, Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I'm scared of her.
It's your 9th year. If it makes you feel any better, when I first got in this business, Sinbad told me you're not a newbie in this business until 10 years anyway. And I was like, what? Get out of here. And it's the truth. Rhoda, go ahead. Same question for you. What material-wise content? What do you feel?
Sometimes I do think that when you first start as a female comedian, I think there's a little bit pressure to feel like I'm just one of the guys, and I'm just as dirty as the guys, and I can be just as dirty as anyone. And I think sometimes it's hard to get out of that loop. which is why, you know, for Glory coming out and being a clean comic and stuff, I think that probably made you a stronger comic, just knowing that you had to, you know, set guides for yourself. So I think that that's really good too.
Thank you.
But honestly, I feel like anytime I have my joke that kills in any room or a set that's most successful is honestly when I'm just being myself and everybody knows that I'm just being myself and being authentic and they believe that. And then when I'm doing that, they're more willing to come with me. And, you know, I could easily change a persona and go on stage and just tell dick and pussy jokes. They like, look at that nerd talking so dirty. But about like the things that I talk about on stage, where they know that I'm telling them who I really am, that it's not, you know, a front. And I think that in that sense, they're a lot more willing to come with me when I have the confidence to like pull that off.
Yeah, that's why I respect and love both of you, because you both have your own styles and it's been original material, everything I've seen. And that's what I respect is originality and your own point of view, because you can spend 11 years doing what everybody else wants you to do, which I've seen people do and have success. And then they were like miserable because they never were their own point of view. So, so what are your interests outside of comedy? What should people know and just interesting? What off the change listeners should know about you both outside of comedy? What are your interests, hidden talents, everything?
I think like bench pressing tires and CrossFit.
Yeah. We start with Rhoda. Yeah. UFC fighter on the side.
Glory on her Instagram getting ripped, getting buffed.
Yeah, right. I know Glory wrestles. But
I know wrestle.
I know. Go ahead, Rhoda. What are your interests?
You know, outside, like I'm a mom. You know, I have a you know, a real grown-up job. Just, you know, I'm actually a pretty introverted, you know, homebody. So I love movies. I'm a movie buff. I'm a bookworm. All the things that you would expect looking at me on this.
Last two books you read.
Stereotype. Yeah.
I read Hunger by Roxane Gay.
Okay.
And the last book I finished was Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion, which are both really sad books. So I'm looking for a funny book if somebody
Yeah, damn. I was about to say you might make me slip my wrist. What about Sade? It's like listening to Sade on repeat.
I need a funny recommendations.
What's your last 3 movies you watched? Good movies.
Oh my God, you're gonna laugh so hard at me. I watched Sister Act last night.
Okay. So that's a classic.
Yeah, it is.
I love Whoopi. You mentioned Whoopi Goldberg a minute ago, and she's so talented and just like.
Have either of you ever seen Whoopi do stand up?
Yeah.
I have.
So Whoopi stand up. It was nobody realizes how talented she was. Her character Fontaine. Oh my, the character she had. Whoopi was cold. Okay, go ahead with your movies, Rhoda.
I love comic book movies, so I was watching Captain America because the Winter Soldier Falcon's coming out.
Disney Plus, that's right. Plug for Disney Plus. We still want you as a sponsor. Thank you, Disney. Go ahead, Rhoda.
I love WandaVision. If you guys like comic
books. Yes.
Yeah. During the pandemic, I actually went back and watched the Marvel chronological movies. So
we had a couple people do that. They do that.
A couple months, but it was fun. But yeah.
Okay, Glory, what's up? Who are you outside of comedy?
I'm a tia, so which means auntie.
Yeah.
So I don't have any kids of my own, but I've always kind of been a caregiver by nature. So my sister has 9 kids. And so she has them for the both of us, right?
Yeah, she sure did.
Yeah. So
she has them for like 3 families.
Yeah.
Right.
So I help her, but I also take care of an elderly rich man.
Like a sugar daddy?
I wish.
So is your interest money or taking care of the sick?
Right.
Which one?
I will. No, I'm just a caregiver type thing.
Okay.
And I like to travel, so I'm gonna start traveling again. I know it's bad probably, but I do the whole like mask thing and all that, but I'm gonna start traveling here soon again. I've had the travel bug ever since I was a kid, and
nice.
started getting back into like my fitness journey. I fell off the face of the earth for like 2 years in the sense of when it comes to my health. I was in a relationship and that kind of took my time, and so now
Okay.
I'm back. And like Rhoda said, I'm trying to get ripped. So we'll see how that
Good
goes.
for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So we're gonna play a game called This or That. So
Love this
I'm gonna
game.
give you two things. You just choose quick off the top of your head, not think too much. All right. You ready, ladies?
Mhm. Go for it.
All right. Text or talk?
Text. Well, it depends on the person.
Did Rhoda say an answer?
The text.
You said text? You said
Yeah,
okay.
Glory, you go first. I'll go after Glory every time.
All right. Peanut butter and jelly or tuna fish?
Peanut butter jelly.
Tuna. Sorry, I'm thinking tuna.
That's all right. R&B or pop?
R&B.
R&B.
Would you rather go to a club or have date night?
I'm single, so probably the club.
Turned
Rhoda?
up.
I guess date night. I'm not good at the club.
Okay. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
Prince.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Novelas. I don't watch that. I'm sorry. I watch like Spanish soap operas. I honestly don't know.
Sabado. Yeah, okay, I got you.
All right.
No, gigante.
Yes, I got that. Donuts or cake?
Fake.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Donuts or cake?
Oh.
You know what? Really quick, Steph, you need to ask questions like, because I'm pretty Mexican, so I wouldn't choose either of those.
It's okay. You can tell me what you choose.
Pan dulce. Mexican
Okay.
bread.
Well, give me
Okay.
some. Well, give me some. Rhoda?
Donuts.
Okay. Hennessy or whiskey?
Hennessy.
I don't drink neither. I would say Hennessy.
Vodka or tequila?
Tequila.
Tequila.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Coke.
Fish or chicken?
Fish.
Fish.
Heels or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Probably sneakers.
Okay. Walmart or Target?
Target.
If I'm on a budget, Walmart. Walmart probably.
Or you're not dressed appropriately?
budget.
Walmart.
I know. Depends what I'm wearing.
All right. Twitter or TikTok?
TikTok.
Rhoda?
TikTok.
IG or Facebook?
IG.
IG.
Apple or Microsoft?
Apple.
Apple.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Mickey D's.
City or country?
City.
Probably City.
Sushi or Chinese?
Sushi.
Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
I'd say brandy.
Okay. Usher or Chris Brown?
Usher.
Not sure.
Last one, Biggie or Pop?
Ah.
Hard.
Rhoda?
Probably Tupac because he's in California.
Okay, all right, this is West Coast. All right, good job,
Yeah.
lady. Good job, good job, good job. All right,
It's always a fun one.
our lovely host has a last question for you of the day.
All right, ladies, if you can invite 3 people to dinner, whether they are dead or alive, who would they be and what would you be serving up? You ain't got to cook it, whatever the meal is. It could
3
be
people
something
dead
you
or
really like or
alive.
something they really like. But if it's something really good, we're crashing your dinner.
And while you are thinking, again, hit us up at IG, Off the Change, OFFDACHANGE, Twitter, Off the Change Pod 1, and then Facebook, Off the Change. I am Steph Sanders everywhere, and Foodie Nong, MK Nong everywhere. Lumpia Queen, you can find us any and every place. And remember to email us, offtechange@gmail.com, with thoughts, suggestions, and also answers to this question. 3 people you would have dinner with, dead or alive, and what would you be serving? All right, who's ready?
Gonna go, Rhoda?
Okay. All right. So there's this restaurant that closed down called School Street Bistro in Lodi. And every year for my birthday, I would get bacon wrapped meatloaf with mac and cheese and green beans.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
and they closed down a couple years ago. So I've been dreaming about it ever since. I haven't had the same way.
And who
So,
would you be inviting to this?
I would love to have another meal with my grandfather. I'll wear his watch.
Yeah.
He's my dude. He passed away in 2016.
Sorry about to hear that. Yes.
I would love to invite Cary Grant.
Ooh.
He's an actor from the 40s and 50s.
In case you didn't know, off the change.
I think he's the epitome of just like class and then I would invite Beyonce because I just love her.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, Glory.
So I would invite both of my parents. Both my parents have passed. So I would invite both my parents and Lucille Ball.
Oh, yes.
And
Oh, girl.
I would make my mom, even though she's coming down for a visit from heaven, I would make her cook.
I love it.
My mom's like green cheese tamales are really, really good.
Ooh,
So,
yum.
We
yeah.
coming to that. I want the big red meatloaf too. And
Right.
the green tamales. We coming to that. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. We certainly appreciate you. Go ahead and give our Off the Chain family your handles. Tell them where they can find you. Rhoda?
Hey, I'm Rhoda. You can find me anywhere on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, just at Rhoda Ramone.
And are you any upcoming shows?
I have something coming up in April, but I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Sorry. That's all right. We're all getting back. Excuse me. Go ahead, Glory.
So you can find me anywhere at Glory Magana or Magana. It's not the tilde on top. And this Wednesday I have a Zoom. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Chocolate Sundays. Usually.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna do that on Wednesday, and then Sunday I typically have a monthly show at Contentment Brewing in Modesto.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Good
Thank you
job,
so much.
ladies.
That's another Off the Chain segment. Say bye to our people. Thank you. Thank you again. I am Steph Sanders, a serious production. Sharon Smith, MK Nong, Foodie Nong. Thank y'all so much. We see you next week. Off
Thank
the
you, guys.
Chain, and we out.